All right, hello, Sabre fans. Welcome to Brooklyn Park Ice Arena Rink number deuce. As your Shakopee Sabres take on the Wayzata Ice team in a friendly ref scrimmage.
Little Caesars changed the Hot and Ready Classic and added 33% more pepperoni, which makes it 133% better pizza than before. I don't know, math is hard. It's really good. Walk in and walk out with the new Hot and Ready Classic with 33% more pepperoni.
Pizza. All right, that's right. Little Caesars, your official pizza sponsor of the Shakopee Sabres hockey team. Coming to you live on a Thursday night, 7:30 tip-off. Or I guess taking the ice. They're warming up right now, folks. Your Sabres wearing the dark black. And we got Wayzata wearing white. Almost looks like they have black as their accent colors instead of navy blue. So let's see if we can update the scoreboard here a little bit. Just keep you on track at home. There we go. It's like 13 skaters for Wayzata, 1 tender. Shakopee's carrying their usual plus 2 goaltenders with Anderson and Johnson splitting the ice time, I would presume, in this matchup. All right, let's go on back here, check out the team. All right, that's the buzzer. The warm-ups are over. 26 seconds left, counting down before puck drop for the face-off between your Shakopee Sabres and the Wayzata Ice team. Why Ice, I'm not sure. They have I think a navy and some other color, gray. And then they chose ice instead of a white or some other color. All right, there's your Sabres. Starting it off, looks like all black pads in net first, so that's Brody Johnson. Mine in the crease at the start of the game. All right, looks like we have Erdal at the dot with Lewis and Bravo up front, Kuiper and Violet back at D to start this game. We're waiting for the clock to get set. Ref number 2 discussing with the box. They put 12 minutes up on the clock for the game, and we're about to drop the puck. Here we go. Let's play hockey. Kuiper sends it to the direction of Lewis. Lewis carries up, centers it to Erdal. Picked up once again by Lewis. Lewis just a tap in, redirected by the goaltender of Wayzata, and now they're able to get it to the far boards, but not out as Erdal throws it down deep. Just out of the reach of Lewis as that came cross ice. Good stick lift by Wayzata, and they're going to break out of the zone. Send it cross ice, and Kuiper got his stick on it and was slowed up in the entry. And there's a cross crease pass from Wayzata over, picked up by Lewis, and now Lewis headman passes that up to Bravo. Bravo carries it in the zone as the remainder of the Sabres go for a change. Bravo just looked to center, nobody home as they're all on, fresh on the ice. Sent out, and Flom gets in the way of the Wayzata player and throws it in offsides as looks like Esch was waiting to tag up. All right, face-off won by Shakopee. Flom dumps it down deep, and the Sabres go to work. Wrapped around the boards, over to Esch. Esch got tied up as he tried to clear it. Out to Johnson. Johnson throws it in on net, off the goaltender's glove, and just to the side of the net. Now that's Johnson throwing it back down deep. Chesbo chasing as Wayzata tries to skate it out. Flom holds it at the blue line, sends it right in on net, and just a little bit wide as goaltender pushed to the side. Out to the point, but not out as Flom holds the blue line, and now chipped up and past the defense on the right side. Picked up now by Johnson, but a stick got in the way by Wayzata, and so they're able to turn it back the other direction. Wayzata pushes it deep and kept to the outside. There's Esch chasing the puck carrier. Sent in towards the net. Hit a body out front, so didn't even make it to Johnson. And now Flom standing in front of Johnson, able to block that and keep that away, keeping Brody fresh from having to make any sort of saves. There's one inside, and Johnson makes a great save, pushes it to the side. Wrapped around to the near boards. Chesbo annoyed by Wayzata and gets it up, and Wayzata turns it the other direction, and quickly the Sabres work back into the offensive zone. Chesbo first to the puck, but Wayzata has numbers, and they go the other way. Covered up by Johnson as it was just sent towards the net. 9:03 remain first period. All right, face-off won by Erdal. He takes it behind the net. Erdal reverses course, looks for greener pastures, feeds that up to Giesecke, and Giesecke leaves it for Erdal, who's back into the play. Wayzata turns it back the other direction, out to Violet. Violet looks to feed Bielke, and now Erdal dumps it deep, and Sabres go to work in the offensive zone. Held in by Bielke for a moment and then turned the other way. Good footwork by Kuiper. He's able to slow it up. Giesecke sends it over to Bielke. and Bielke gets upended as he tried to hold his own. Did for a moment, but now Wayzata has got a 2-on-1 going the other direction. Good puck movement, and Lewis steps into the play. He finds some open ice and feeds Erdahl. Erdahl has to spin and turn, and Erdahl marching on in, dumps it deep. He's going for a change as Lewis stays down deep in the play. He holds it puck low. Wayzata is able to poke it off his stick and send it to the near boards. Lewis intercepted that. Oh, he had Johnson just to his right, but just out of his go-go gadget arms, couldn't gather that up. All right, out to Violet. Violet quickly turns, sends it in. Oh, and a deflection right out front by Lewis. Barely misses the back of the net. Bravo battling along the near boards. Sends it out to Kuiper. Kuiper sent one right towards the net. Pushed aside by a deflection. And it's loose out front. And still loose. And there the goaltender, it looks like, has his mitts on it. And there's the whistle. It had some opportunities there right for a little bit. But finally, Wayzata's Tendy got his glove down and covered it up for a stoppage of play. 7:10 remaining, first period. Wayzata wins that. They look to go along the near boards and send it out. Just missed the stick of Flom, and so that goes the length of the ice. Johnson plays it over, and Lenkeek picks that up. Lenkeek tried to send along the far boards, but ran into some issues there. And now Wayzata moves it to some open ice. Sent out front, backhanded shot, and cleaned up. Johnson was covering it, but that is Lenkeek who was able to clean that up. He finds Chesbo. Chesbo got his stick tied up as he looked to shoot on net. And now Wayzata's going the other way as Flom stepped in deep. And Wayzata's got a breakaway and a shot, and Johnson smoothly sails across the crease, makes a quality save. Here's Chesbo coming back the other way, hits the red line, dumps it deep. And it's behind the Wayzata goal line. And Esch to play the puck. He sends it right up to Erdahl. Erdahl momentum was pulling him away from the puck. Lenkeek holds the zone, feeds it right up to Erdahl. Erdahl now outskates the puck, gathers it back up. He's got two Wayzata players right on him. And so comes to the near boards where Wayzata picks it up. Flom able to hold his zone, throws it towards the net, kicked away by Wayzata's defense. Flom holds it again. He again sends it down deep, just a little bit wide this time. Fresh on the ice, that's Johnson. Johnson steps up, throws one up over the paint, but nowhere near danger for Wayzata. And out between the 2D, and Wayzata looks to break out. Lenkeek, good strides, out skates Wayzata's player to reverse that puck direction. Here we have Violet fresh on the ice, sent it in the direction of Johnson, went back towards Wayzata player, and they iced it all the way down. 5:06 remain in the first period. Looks like we got a running clock, or the box is asleep. There they stop it. They ran off 7 seconds, and we have 4:58 remain first period. That was Johnson taking the face-off. Got over to Bielke. Bielke held it for a moment, and now Violet able to stop it before it passes the blue line. Right onto the stick of a defense for Wayzata. And this is icing once again. This time 4:39, so 20 seconds off the clock after that last icing to get us to our next icing. Erdahl won it cleanly, but it kind of died. Violet was able to throw that back down deep, wraps around, picked up by Bravo on the end boards. Puck jumped over his stick, but Bravo was able to hold it to the end boards. Now he's got Erdahl to help out. Erdahl and Bravo march towards the crease, run into some defense, and now Erdahl able to reverse it back down deep. Bravo took some liberties. Sent a Wayzata player into the boards, and Violet, great hold just inside the blue line. gets it to Lewis. Lewis gets it down deep, and Sabres go to work. Erdahl puts his body in front of it, holds it deep, but now Wayzata able to not clear it again. There they finally do get it out. Kuiper held it for a moment. Kuiper picks it back up and gets cross-checked. No call, no arms up there. He gets leveled right at the red line. Now up ahead, and icing is waved off. Violet, the first one back, along with the Wayzata player. They're along the near boards. Now picked up by Erdahl. Erdahl has Lewis to his right. Erdahl and Lewis march in. There's 3 back for Wayzata. They throw one in just wide. That shot by Lewis. And they send it around as the defense was going for a change for your Sabres. So icing waved off as Shakopee was changing their D. Flom reverses course, finds Bravo on the near boards. Bravo picks it up, sends it out of the zone, hits the red line, but Wayzata picks that up. And now bounces strangely off the boards. Lenke tries to send it up towards Bravo, but Bravo leaves it for Erdahl. Erdahl marches in. He's on his backhand on the near boards. Cycles the puck down deep behind the goal. And now picked up by Bravo. Bravo also has support by Esch. And now it's a 2-on-1 the other direction for Wayzata. There was a cross-ice pass, did not connect. And now Flom gets his skates in the passing lane, takes away a centering pass for Wayzata. Loose right out front, danger zone, and they get one pass. Johnson was right in front of the net, and all of a sudden, it snuck past as he squirted to the right side of that crease. So Wayzata draws first blood. Time of that goal, 2:20 in the first period. 1-0, Wayzata leads your Sabres early in the game. All right, out to Kuiper. Kuiper tried to feed along the near boards. It kind of got deflected up. Kuiper once again sends it right through the skates of Wayzata, and they send it back the other direction. Now picked up Violet, looks for a pass, and finds Esch. Esch, tried to go through a couple. He gets Johnson. Johnson sends one right in on net and pushed aside. Big save by Wayzata with what would have been a quick answer to that go-ahead goal. Lots of bodies out front. Gets right around Kuiper. And Johnson picks that up back at the Sabres blue line. Oh, he almost got tripped up. He could have sold that one possibly. Too bad he's too good of a skater there, Oliver Johnson. Stayed on his feet. He otherwise would have gotten a man advantage for the Sabres. Wayzata throws it back down deep, goes behind the goal and off the boards and down, and now picked up by Johnson. Johnson has Chesbo to his left. Johnson, Chesbo, they are good at the line. Johnson feeds Chesbo. Chesbo shoots one just up and over the glove. Loose out front, still loose. Goaltender down, and Wayzata gets a cover, and Chesbo gets knocked down. 1:09 remains first period. Sabres are changing out the front, so Erdahl taking the face off. He's got Giesecke and Bielke to his left and right. Bielke holds it. He spins and tries to throw one towards the net, but got in the skates of Wayzata, and so they start coming the other direction. Lenke and Flom back. Flom gets his skates in there, slows up that entry, and now that is Erdahl playing the puck. We got 4 wide for the Sabres if they can march in, and Erdahl comes along the near boards. He looks to center. He centers right off the side of the net and bounces over. He loses his footing, comes out the near boards, and they get a centering pass out of the zone. Lenke sends it to Flom. Flom dumps it deep, and that's an icing as he was on the wrong side of the law or the red line. So 28.4 seconds. We have a defensive face-off for the Sabres. Sabres have 7 players on the ice. There, we got a full change. Changing out for the last 28 seconds of the period. Shot in towards the net, but wide. Centering pass, misses anyone out front. Gets to the blue line for their defense. They send one wide, and that goes off the far corner and starts wrapping around to the far boards. Missed pass, backhanded shovel pass. That was by Johnson. Couldn't quite get it out of the zone. And now Violet gets it to Johnson. Johnson taps it, gets it out. And there's the buzzer, folks. After one, Wayzata Ice leads your Shakopee Sabres 1-0. We'll be back in just 1 minute.
One hot and ready classic. We actually changed it with...
What? You've changed, Little Caesars. You've changed! They've changed, Balloon Bro. You've changed, Karate Man. How can you dance during a time like this? You've changed. Ah! Tell me why.
It tastes even better because we added 33% more pepperoni.
Give me one of those.
Walk in and walk out with the new Hot and Ready Classic with 33% more pepperoni.
Pizza, pizza. All right, we are almost done with our first intermission. Guess I didn't put a minute up on the clock, but we got 12 minutes set for the next period. Coach Erdahl talking to the team, pumping them up. Played well. Wayzata got a lucky goal that just squirted in past Johnson. He was in good position, but they were able to redirect it to find that sliver of open crease. So Sabres will have to dig deep. They almost had a quick answer right after that as Johnson threw one right in on net. That's Oliver Johnson. But that did not find the back of the net and instead got deflected aside. So Sabres coming into the second period down by 1, and they're going to go in the other direction, or they should be going the other direction. Wayzata's goaltender is, there we go. He's going to take the long 200-foot stroll the other direction after he took his spot in the crease. Johnson starting the second period. All black pads. It looks like Sabres will start out with Oliver Johnson at the faceoff dot. Lewis and Bravo. And Wayzata tried to get it into the zone. Stolen away by Bravo and then picked up by Johnson. Johnson just has a squirt out of reach. Johnson looked to center, intercepted by Wayzata's defense. Held deep, though, by the Sabres. And now out to the point. Violet has some time, tries to send one in. And Lewis tried to pull it back to Violet. Instead, it got around Violet, and now Wayzata in on a 2-on-1. Again, passes don't connect as they go across ice. And Johnson, pulled one right in front of the crease. Kept into the zone by Wayzata into the near corner. And now Violet cleans it up from the side of the net. He finds Lewis out to the side. Wayzata threw one in. It went up high and hit off a Wayzata player. He's back up on the ice. And now that's Bravo getting knocked down. Teams are a little feisty. Wayzata able to hold the zone. They're going for a change, and so Bravo will have a moment to look for an outlet pass. Wayzata is able to steal it away in the skates of Bravo, and now Lewis picks it up. Sent all the way down the length of the ice, so Sabres ice it. Time of that icing, 10:31 in the second period. All right, face off. Sent over to Lenkeek. Lenkeek tried to get it out. And a swing and a miss by Wayzata. Flom picks it up along the far boards. He tried to get it up. Didn't get out cleanly. Now Erdahl assists with that. Gets it up to the red line. Wayzata quickly spins it the other way. Lenkeek picks that up. He's going to take the long route around the net as he's got two trailing Wayzata players on him. And now we have Chesbo marching up. Finds Erdahl. Deflects it in. And Esch goes to work. Esch able to meet the forces of Wayzata, keep it deep, and now Wayzata takes it away. They skate behind, looking for some open ice. Out to the point to Flom. Flom sends one in just wide, hits the back of the net off after the rebound off the end boards. And now Wayzata, Lenkeek, had he known they were going to deflect it, could have possibly held the zone. Flom spins, holds the zone, and now he marches and tries to send one right up to Chesbo, but Wayzata got their stick on there. Erdahl zigzags across the red line. Now he dumps it in, but right onto the stick of Wayzata. So they're able to not clear the zone as Erdahl able to throw it back down deep. Chesbo's there. He's battling with the Wayzata defense. And Esh able to steal the puck away. He sends it back down deep in the direction of Chesbo. Goes past him and up to Wayzata. Into the skates of Wayzata. Esh spins and just dumps it, at least deep momentarily. Now out to neutral zone where Lenkeek looked to cross past D to D. Instead, Wayzata hit it, and now we have 3 wide for the Sabres. Erdahl goes for a dump and chase, and he goes for a change. Came strangely off the boards. Flom not able to get there before it pops out, and so the Sabres forced to tag up. Thankfully, it got deflected, otherwise it would have been offsides. And now, Esh in, shot just wide. Wayzata's goaltender forced to make a stick play to push that aside. We have Giesecke in the far corner, sends one towards the net, and a quick cover by Wayzata's goaltender. Time of that stoppage, 8:21. All right. I know we got a game going on right now, but we have action this weekend with both Saturday and Sunday district games for this Shakopee Peewee C team. Thrown out to Kuiper. Kuiper quickly redirects in the other way. Meets the defense of Wayzata. Played right out front. It's tied up in all sorts of feet. And now Wayzata comes out with it. Wayzata tries the backhand to Kuiper. Gets a stick in there and takes that opportunity away. Johnson able to get that. He's got Giesecke with him. He feeds right over to Bielke. Sabres good at the line. Bielke one-on-one, and Wayzata's defense stands tall and steals that puck away. Out to the blue line. Kuiper able to hold it, and now Giesecke is able to redirect it back in the far corner where Bielke is able to hold his own with Kuiper's help. And now Bielke, just a backhand effort towards the goal. And there's a collision. Oh, can you not climb under there, bud? Thank you. All right, lost in legs again. And now Wayzata gets kind of tangled up. Out clear to the red line, and Wayzata turns the other way, throws it in offsides with a whistle at 6:52. All right, so your Sabres are in action Saturday, 3:15, as they take on Edina White at Braemar, and then Sunday at home against, looks like, Minnetonka White. So we got some white team actions this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, for your Sabres. All right, Flom stops that at the red line, throws it in. Wayzata tried to clear, but Erdahl is there. Puck comes out towards Flom. Flom holds it, throws it towards the net. Was looking for a deflection out front. Now Lenkeek on his, would have been his hard angle with the way he's positioned. Just throws it in. Wayzata slowly brings it out, and now they dump it deep once they hit the red line. Deflected and held at the line, and now off Bravo's stick again. Picked up now by Erdahl. Erdahl hits the red line, dumps it deep. And out to the stick of Wayzata. And Lenkeek disturbs that, and he tried to bring it in, but Bravo was deep and couldn't get back to the blue line, so Sabres in offsides. So once again, 2 afternoon games for this Sabre team, Saturday and Sunday, 3:15, 5:15, as we got 2 more district play games in line. That was Johnson winning it right back to Violet. Violet tried to send it up, met by the defense of Wayzata. Kuiper now able to throw it down deep, and the Sabres go to work. Out to Violet. Violet swings. Oh, big block by Wayzata. Chesbo gets tied up. He was looking to spin and throw it towards the net. And now up and over the Kuiper stick and down. It's fluttering, so it will die before icing can happen. Violet picks that up. He finds some good English. He must have a dad that plays billiards, as he read the angles right and got around. Johnson carries in, shot, huge save by Wayzata's goaltender. And that is Chesbo down, as there was a collision up just inside the blue line. Chesbo's up, sitting upright, which is a good sign, but he definitely took a collision out mid-ice. 5:02 time of this split. All right, he's getting up under his own accord, grabbing a stick. He'll skate off because we had a whistle. Get a rest, get a drink, and we'll be back to action here shortly. Just as that play happened, big save as Johnson marched in and had a great opportunity for an equalizing goal. But Wayzata's goaltender, big save, keeping that 1-goal lead intact for Wayzata. Erdahl at the dot, wins it cleanly. Right back to Lenkeek. Lenkeek throws it down deep, and Erdahl is there at the end. Wayzata's player loses their stick, picks it up, and cycles it around. Lenkeek able to hold it and cycles it back down deep. And now loose puck, failed clearing attempt. Lenkeek throws it towards the net, bounces off, picked up by Giesecke, sends it just wide of the net. Bielke looked to spin it out, and he centers. We have Giesecke there. Oh, another huge save. Their goaltender is standing on his head tonight, making quality save after quality save. Lenkeek holds the zone, and now Wayzata is able to pull it out. We have Flom back, and Flom gets a stick on it, slows up that entry, and not quite out of the zone. There's Erdahl with a great defensive play as well. Erdahl has 3 Wayzata players surrounding him and able to clear the zone. Wayzata is still in possession of the puck, and that bounces up and out of play. 4:01 remaining second period. All right, face-off one back to Wayzata's defense. They pull it up, but Lewis picks it up, and Lewis feeds Johnson, bounces over his stick, so Wayzata controls. They throw it off the boards, and Kuiper levels a Wayzata player, and then throws the puck right in the feet of Wayzata player, and they send it down the length of the ice. It's going to die before icing. Oh, they got it there. All right, 3:36 icing on Wayzata, so we'll have an offensive face-off opportunity for your Sabres. Johnson, Lewis, and Bravo up front. Violet and Kuiper back. Johnson wins it right back to Kuiper. Kuiper throws it right into a lot of traffic. It hits somebody's stick. I'm not sure who. But Bravo looked to steal it away. Kuiper offers support. Kuiper gets his stick on it, feeds it up to Bravo. Bravo's got a little room to walk. Bravo, look to send it over to Lewis. Great idea, but there was too many sticks in the way. That's Violet sending it up, and now Lewis spins and sends one just wide. Johnson picks it up in the far corner, sends it right out to Kuiper. Kuiper sends it in. Great defensive play by Wayzata, and they were able to get their stick on it before it met the goaltender and sends it down the length of the ice. Violet picks the puck up in the far corner, sends it to Bravo. Bravo's got a little working room with Johnson just ahead. Johnson has Lewis to his right. Lewis and Johnson enter the zone. Johnson drops to Lewis. Lewis throws it right into the shin pads of the defense. So I will say that Wayzata probably has the best defense we've seen all season long. They're not letting many shots get back to their goaltender. Here's a pass right up to Lewis. Lewis sends it over to Chesbo now. Good to see him back on the ice. Shot in on net. Stick save made by Wayzata's goaltender, and they quickly clear it out to the red line. Sabres were going for a change. Now fresh on the ice is Flom. Flom gets the puck stripped from him, and they redirect it the other way as the Sabres were going for a change. That could have been too many men as that hit the goal. The feet on the Sabre changing. Refs gave us a little bit of a blessing and instead just call us for offsides as we came in offsides. All right, who do we got? Erdahl, Esch, and Chesbo up front. Lenkeek and Flom at back. Erdahl tried to feed it back to Lenkeek, but a little bit harder than what it was. And Lenkeek going to the box for tripping. There is the first penalty of the game. Lenkeek got his stick in the feet of the Wayzata player. And so we'll have a Sabre penalty kill with 1:58 left in the first period. All right, so it looks like the penalty killers on this shift will be Erdahl, Violet, Chesbo, and Flom. Minute and a half up on the clock for the penalty and 1:58 left in the game clock. And the refs are taking the minute 30 penalty off, and they are reassigning it to a minute. All right. That works for us. I'd rather stay in the box a minute instead of a minute 30. Oh, stripped. And, oh, Adalassi there. Wayzata took a big slapper right in. Anderson with the quality save, holding it at 2-0. Wayzata lead over your Sabres. All right, picked up by Giesecke. Slowed up and now picked up by Johnson. He's got Giesecke with him. Johnson in. Johnson centered right to Giesecke. He just missed burying that puck. And Wayzata is keeping it to the outside. We have a minute 13 left in this second frame. That's Johnson on the outside far corner. Centers this time again to Giesecke. And Violet throws it in on net. Wayzata's deep. Stops it before it gets. All right, looks like my mic maybe went away. Here's Erdahl marching in. Erdahl shot, big rebound, and that is a leg pad save. Sorry, my microphone, as it always does, died, so I gotta put it back on the charger for a moment. Wayzata marching in. Flom, great stick, able to get his stick on there, and there Erdahl picks it up. And 3 seconds left. It's going to end the second period 0-2 as your Sabres will take it to the third period. Down by 2, but this is the, what do they call that? The penultimate period. We'll be back right after this for third period action here on Shakopee Streaming here on YouTube.
One hot and ready classic. We actually changed it with...
What? You've changed, Little Caesars. You've changed! They've changed, Balloon Bro. You've changed, Karate Man. How can you dance during a time like this? You've changed. Ah! Tell me why.
It tastes even better because we added 33% more pepperoni.
Give me one of those.
Walk in and walk out with the new Hot and Ready Classic with 33% more pepperoni.
Pizza, pizza. All right, my microphone apparently is still bad. Try this. All right, we might have to go without my microphone, so you're gonna hear a lot of background noise. We'll try it one more time in just a minute. Third period, there's looks like we have extra ice time, so we got 17 minutes on the clock. We'll probably do running time for this third period then, as we have 60 minutes of ice. Sabres going from right to left on your television screen. They look to get it into the zone, and Wayzata quickly clears it. Coming back the other way, a drop pass, and now picked up by Johnson. If he can, again, their defense for Wayzata, very, very strong. Able to strip that away. Otherwise, Johnson can normally tap that around and then go off to the races. Chesbo backhands it up and out of danger at least. Johnson was floating up high. Chesbo gets it out, and now Johnson digs deep to skate hard. Right into the far corner, bouncer, loose out front. Esch skating hard, gets his skates in there, keeps it down deep. And pass around Kuiper. Chases for a little while and now retreats back to the blue line. And Wayzata is picking up some steam. He's picking up a lot of steam. Kuiper slows him up, and then Violet puts him to rest as he keeps him to the outside, and no shot gets off on that entry into the zone. Violet meets the Wayzata player, knocks the stick out of his hands. Now Johnson, look to feed over to Chesbo. Johnson again tried to get the puck in deep, but Wayzata holds it at the blue line. Now Kuiper comes in the outside, sends one in, bouncing up and right into the breadbasket of the goaltender's glove. So 5:15, the time of that whistle. Let's see if we can get this right there. I don't know why it keeps always doing this. Looks like we might have that. So less background noise. Shot in, blocked again. I'm not sure if that maybe went off of, that might have went off of Erdahl, who was screening that shot. Erdahl floats it right out. He had Giesecke there. Now Flom throws it towards the net. Giesecke picks it up, centering right onto the stick of a Wayzata player. Erdahl skates through and grabs the puck. He's in the far corner. Erdahl looks to center, right on Giesecke, loose out front. Erdahl picks it right back up again. He's all over the place. Lenke tried to throw it towards the net, bounced off a Wayzata player. Giesecke threw enough support, and so Wayzata is able to get it up and out past Lenke. Flom is back. Flom pokes it wide. Flom now pushes the player wide and gets skates in the way with Erdahl's help. And so Wayzata not able to get a shot off. Anderson thankful for that. And now here is Lewis picking that up out of the zone and now into the feet of Giesecke. There's an elbow by Wayzata, knocks Flom down. Anderson saw his D was up high and covered for a whistle and stoppage of play. All right, Sabres need to start making something happen. They're down by 2 in the third period here at the Brooklyn Park Ice Arena number 2. Here's Johnson. He's bobbing and weaving around. Johnson picking up steam. Johnson in. Shot. Another huge save by Wayzata's goaltender. Better get a contract for that kid to the Wild. Swung D to D. Kuiper calling for it. Kuiper bounces one in. Oh, just wide. It had opening. It saw daylight. But instead, the Sabres will go on their first power play with a hooking call on Wayzata. First power play for the Sabres. One penalty aside now being assessed. 1:25 up on the scoreboard. And minute penalties. Again, I'm not sure why the refs are doing that, but now we'd like a minute 30 because Sabres need a power play goal to get within one. Kuiper battles Wayzata player. He chips one up and it bounces loose. Thankfully, just trickles wide. Wayzata was strong on that puck coming into the zone. Lewis runs into a wall and gets tripped up. No call on that trip. That was as plain as day. Lewis, no benefit of the doubt. Now he outskates the puck, probably because he was tripped. And now they're calling it on us, interference on us, but they missed the trip the other direction. It should have been 5-on-3, not 4-on-4. And this penalty is going to basically wash out. So the Wayzata team will go basically to a power play as this running clock here in this third period. And yes, the Sabres are shorthanded. Flom marching in. Flom feeds it right over to Erdahl. Erdahl was on his backhand and just a step behind. Erdahl able to hold it back down deep. Sabre penalty kill here, keeping it deep in the offensive zone, which we like to see. Erdahl finds some space, skates around, tries to center. Instead, Wayzata decides to ice it on their penalty kill. So 10:51 and counting. That will pretty much do up the power play as both teams skate back down deep into the zone. All right, Erdahl, Esch, Lenkeek, and Flom, the four out there with just 4 seconds left on the penalty kill. And Erdahl sends it back to Lenkeek. Lenkeek throws one up and wide, and Sabres are back at full strength. Marching on the ice is Chesbo getting into the play, so 5-on-5 hockey resumes after shortened penalty kills on both. Flom steps up into the play, gets it to Chesbo. Chesbo sends it just wide. Good hold by the Sabres. And now loose out front, and Wayzata sends it down the length of the ice. The ice is pretty dirty, so icing will be waved off as Lenkeek will reach it before the goal line. He skates around the net, sends it up to his D partner, Flom. Flom's got a little room to move. Flom finds Erdahl, and Erdahl sends it to Esch. Esch in, and Wayzata quickly, with their defense, gets it out of the zone. Lenkeek, dangerous pass, tried to go over to his D partner, Flom, but there was a Wayzata player in the way. Flom pulls it in, steps it up, and he's got Chesbo trailing him, but just couldn't get a shot off. That would be body checking at a Peewee level that the refs are not calling. They're letting everyone get away with stuff here. And now sent towards the net, picked up by Erdahl. Erdahl has Chesbo ahead. But again, defense quality icing by Wayzata, but they took away that headman pass. And so we'll have a deep face-off in the offensive zone. 9 minutes remain, third period. Giesecke walks in. He's on his backhand, trying to settle it down or pull it to the front side, but can't. Wayzata is able to get it out. And slowed up and stolen away by Kuiper. Kuiper gets it to Giesecke. Giesecke loses the puck and turned the other way. Violet made a play for the puck. And now we have, a huge defensive play. Kuiper got in the way and collided with the Wayzata player. Quality defensive play. Kuiper, a little slow to get up, but now he's back in the play. And Giesecke looks to send it over to Johnson. Johnson has Bielke right there, and they just go ahead and send it in as Wayzata gets a change. And now Pounce pulled off the boards. Wayzata's in. They have numbers if they can. Kuiper's still out there with snow all over his sweater. Sends it up to Johnson. Johnson, again, normally has a little bit of space to move the puck, but Wayzata all over everything. Has no space, gives no space to Sabres. So 7:32 remains in the third period. Once again, a deep face-off in the offensive zone for your Sabres. Erdahl at the dot. We got Flom and Lenkeek back at D, Bravo, and Lewis. Lewis had to settle down the puck. Flom picks it up, shot towards the net, gets blocked out front. Now it's in the feet, and that's Wayzata picking it up. They poke it ahead and get it out of the zone, and they get it to the headman pass. Flom hard charging back, gets enough in there to force the shot to go wide, and Wayzata finds one float out in the slot as Anderson dove across the net, but not in time before Wayzata netted goal number 3 for the game. Unfortunately, all 3 go in Wayzata's favor. So time that goal, about 6:40 left in running time in this third period. Sabres have a bigger mountain to climb if they want to pull this ahead. Bravo and Lenkeek out there, as well as Erdahl up front. It's Lewis and Flom. Sent around. Flom able to hold the line. Flom's got Sabres there. Oh, he tried to get it over to Erdahl. Picks it up himself. Flom throws it in on net. And again, a great glove. Let's take the glove away from Wayzata's goaltender. We might have a chance to get one to the back of the net. All right, your Sabres going for a full change now. Oliver Johnson at the faceoff dot, wins it back, kind of softly, so Violet had to skate towards it. Etch picks it up, throws it right in, big bouncer, still loose out front. Can we get it on a friendly stick? And no, we have a whistle from way outside the zone. That's played with a high stick, I believe. So time of the whistle, 5:30, and it'll stay in the zone, and we'll do a faceoff once again. All right, Oliver Johnson back at the dot. Now he wins it strongly back to Violet. Violet, throws one hard in, right off to a Wayzata player. And he threw it hard enough. That Wayzata player is going for an immediate change. Swung it from Kuiper over to Violet, up to Chesbo. Chesbo's got Johnson and Esch to his right now. Chesbo marches in, sends one in, and again, take the glove away from Wayzata, and we have a game. But Wayzata's glove has been hot on the goaltender. All right. Giesecke sends one in, leg pad save. Bielke tries to spin and center it, but not able to get through. Wayzata hard charging, sends it out. Lenkeek there at the line. Lenkeek holds it, spins, sends one in, doesn't get through the defense of Wayzata, and still floating out there. Bravo picks it up at the blue line. Bravo sends one in, pushed aside by Wayzata's goaltender. Erdahl spins and sends one out. He's got Lenkeek now. Lenkeek goes D to D over to Bravo. Bravo has room, steps in, hard shot, loose out front. Lenkeek able to slow it up and hold it, at least for a moment. Now Wayzata's able to clear. Erdahl marches in, able to steal that puck away from the Wayzata forward. Uses the far boards, tries to feed Bielke. Instead, shot in. Anderson makes a save and now dives down, covers it up. And you can tell these boys are not enjoying that. Wayzata, very, very physical after the play. They are standing up to any sort of resistance. So if we have to see them again, we got to get through their D, through the goaltender's glove. That's the key to the game. They've given us enough opportunities, but their defense is standing strong. Pass out towards Flom, redirected quickly by Wayzata. They throw it back in. There's Violet sending it in, deflected by Lewis, and so icing waved off. 3 minutes left in this period and in the game. Lewis tried to do a wraparound, got onto the leg pads of the Wayzata goaltender. They were able to clear it out. Kuiper holds it. Lewis tried to pick it up. Wayzata strong there now. Flom in on left wing. Taps it up and around. Flom picks it up at the goal line. Sends it in. It's still loose. And there's a whistle and a coverage. And Flom gets knocked down after the whistle as he was trying to play the puck under the goaltender's glove or blocker. One by Erdahl over to Violet, kind of wide. Violet has to chase it. He's able to hold his own. Gets it up to Ash. Ash finds Erdahl. Erdahl throws one in loose. And goal for your Sabres. That's Ash to Erdahl to Chesbo. They want to celebrate, but there's 2 minutes left. Coach is saying, no way, Jose. Let's get going. Sabres are ready. And now Wayzata doing the slow skate, trying to melt down the running clock. That's back to Violet and just out of the reach of Kuiper. And so Wayzata dumps it deep. 2-goal lead for Wayzata as Chesbo nets one from Erdahl and Ash late in this third period. Chesbo picks it up. He just can't settle the puck down. And he's offsides. And so we'll have a whistle and a face-off outside the zone. 1:18 remains in the game, folks. Sabres quick to ready up. Refs understand the urgency. They're ready to drop the puck. Thank you, refs. There's a trip up by Lewis, but not called. I guess the refs just want to let it play. And now Bravo skates around. Oh, one Wayzata player. He gets in. He's got Giesecke there. Deflects off of Wayzata player. Bielke tries to go across the ice. It's loose right out front. Still loose. Goaltender can't get his big mitt down on it. And Wayzata goes to the near boards to try to clear the zone. Johnson able to spin. Sends it to Giesecke. Picked up by Johnson. He throws it. It looked like it was maybe tied up and deflected wide. Now Johnson tries to center it towards the net. Wayzata picks it up. 28 seconds remain in the game. Empty net for your Sabres. So 6 skaters aside for the Sabres. They're able to hold his own. Bravo sends it in towards the net. 18 seconds and counting. Strange little audio there. And there's Giesecke throwing it right into the belly of the Wayzata player. 2 seconds, 1 second. And Wayzata just hands your Sabres their first loss of the season through the outstanding play of their goaltender, who they are cheering on. So goaltending and defense made the game for Wayzata, and they take down your Sabres 3-1. Once again, we have Sabre hockey action this Saturday. District play 2 games this weekend. Saturday at 3:15 against Edina, and then Sunday at 5:15 against Minnetonka. Thanks for watching Shakopee Hockey streaming here on YouTube. Thanks for being a Sabre fan and cheering on your friends, buddies, whoever it is, grandkids, kids. I know we had multiple states watching, so thanks again for watching and cheering on youth hockey with Shakopee Youth Hockey Association. We'll see you Saturday.